The film begins when an alarm on a cell phone echoes in the room, waking up a little girl. The girl then woke her grandmother, who was sleeping next to her, but her efforts were in vain. Her grandmother never woke up. On the other hand, there was a man who was sitting in the driver's seat of a car and he was angry over the phone. The man with almost bald hair then cut off the phone and got out of his car. Then he took a flower-decorated greeting board from the trunk and placed it in the alley. He then walked down a winding alley and got into a house. There, he immediately asked a man wearing glasses for a towel and warm water. Then he wiped the grandmother's body with a towel and warm water that had been prepared. Unknowingly, a little girl has been watching her grandmother since earlier. She saw the man touch her grandma, who was still asleep. She then came out of her hiding and stabbed the man with a stick. The man then took the kid away and placed her in a room and locked her there so she wouldn't make any scene. Then the man continued to care for the grandmother who had passed away. The process was finished and the grandmother's family went inside the room while the two men left. The grandma's daughter-in-law checked her mother-in-law and she didn't find her mother-in-law's ring. She then summoned those two men who were morticians and searched them both. The men take offense, then prove they didn't take anything. They even took off their shirts and left only their pants. After that, the woman ran away. The grandmother's body had been put in a coffin and was now being lifted into a van parked in front of the alley. This little girl's name's Wu Xiaowen and she was still locked up. She was then told by her cousin that her grandmother was in the box. So with recklessness, the kid immediately forced her way out through the window and immediately chased the van carrying her grandmother. After taking the body to the cremation site, the car stopped in front of a house with a funeral services sign. Mo Sen Mei and the bald man entered the house and received a peach from his friend. He sat back down and checked his phone. He was surprised when his girlfriend ended their relationship via chat. Then he got up from his seat and left in a hurry. Sam was speeding while driving his car and accidentally saw the little girl, Xiaowen. The kid asked something to a street sweeper. Sam ignored this kid and went to a clothing store that was still closed. He banged on the door until a woman came out of it. Initially, the woman did not want to open the door for Sam, but because the man was noisy, she opened the door. Sam immediately picked this woman up and put her on the bed. It turns out that the woman was Sam's girlfriend. Then another man came out of the bathroom and Sam immediately asked the man to duel. But in the end, he still loses. The couple said if they will get married. Moreover, the woman is pregnant with the man's child. The woman also explained that Sam can't be a good father, so she decided to break up with him. And Sam finally left them angrily. When he returned to his house, Sam was followed by the little girl earlier and she asked where her grandmother was. Sam didn't care about the child, but she was desperate to break into Sam's house, even though her uncle had asked her to come home. Sam then forcibly took the girl, Xiaowen, and took her out of the house. While Sam was smoking in front of his house, one of his neighbors approached him and asked him to join his wedding business. Sam refused the invitation rudely. When his neighbor left, Sam saw that his funeral services business sign was worn out, while his neighbor's wedding organizer service sign was still good. It rained at night. Sam looked at the night view from the window of his house and was absorbed in smoking. Two of Sam's friends know that Sam was thinking about his problems. When the two of them brought up the matter of Sam, he felt uncomfortable and disliked it because it sounded like they were mocking him. In the middle of their debate, Xiaowen suddenly came back drenched in sweat and kept asking Sam for the whereabouts of her grandmother. Then, Xiaowen's uncle came again. Xiaowen apparently ran away when she was about to be asked to leave. Xiaowen's uncle was confused because the girl didn't want to leave. Then suddenly the uncle had an idea to entrust Xiaowen to Sam. Initially, Sam refused, but Sam's friend who wore glasses immediately accepted the offer when Xiaowen's uncle gave money for them. They will guard Xiaowen for 3 days, and after that, Xiaowen was directly brought in by Sam's female friend. She dragged Xiaowen's body and changed her clothes from her uncle. Xiaowen then ate noodles and asked for garlic because it was her habit when eating with her grandmother. Xiaowen accidentally dropped her noodles while eating, then she quickly picked it up. Sam, who saw that, then reprimanded Xiaowen because the food was dirty. After eating, Xiaowen asked Sam to play and she often played the game with her grandmother. Before playing, Sam glanced at the gold ring near Xiaowen and asked the ring to be the betting item. Sam also said that he had been accused of stealing the ring, even though it was Xiaowen who took it. Then Xiaowen reasoned that she took the ring so that her other family would not take it. The four of them then played together, even against a kid, but these 3 adults lost. While sleeping, Sam was awakened by dripping from the bed above him. Suddenly, Sam grumbled at Xiaowen, who was sleeping with his friend. And it turned out that Xiaowen peed her pants because she was afraid to go to the bathroom because there were scary dolls in the bathroom. Sam immediately took the blanket that was used by Xiaowen and immediately put it in the washing machine. Then Sam took the 2 dolls and showed them to Xiaowen. And after that, Sam's friend asked Xiaowen to go back to sleep on Sam's bed, while Sam chose to sleep on a chair. In the morning, Sam woke up because there was a call from his father. He was told to meet his father while carrying a thin red book. San then searched the book in the mattress, and he remembered that he put everything in the washing machine last night. Finally, San had to delay another month from legally receiving the house from his father, as the writing in the book was lost. According to San, all of this was too complicated for a father who will give his son a house. However, San was beaten with a stick by his father because he was impatient. Because of that, San's father became suspicious that San had other plans if he gave San a house. The father told San that he is always watching over him. A moment later, San got a call from his friend telling him to go to the hospital to pick up the body, but San doesn't want to because he is fed up and will close his business. But of course, San's father was angry, so San immediately ran away to his friend. San is now sitting in the hospital waiting room, but Xiaowen then comes and disturbs him. The little girl kept asking for her grandmother. San then meets his friend who was carrying someone who just died. His friend then approached San and said that a little girl had just died. Instantly, San looked at Xiaowen. Then San said that he would take Xiaowen to meet her grandmother with the condition that Xiaowen had to obey him. San then took Xiaowen to a funeral room, where the child who had just died was. San conveyed his condolences, then offered his funeral services. San also said that he was sorry because he also had a daughter, Xiaowen. After getting the contract letter, San took a photo of the letter and sent it to his father. Now they are in the funeral home. San told Xiaowen to stay in the car. At first, this little girl obeyed San's words and just stayed there. Then she saw the coffin and suddenly remembered her cousin who said that their grandmother was in there. Then, Xiaowen chased the coffin and entered the building. Xiaowen riots at other people's funerals, and the family was angry because there was a child at the funeral home. Because of that incident, San received a reprimand from the officers there. Even San was threatened not to go to that place again. San then came to Xiaowen in the car and scolded her. Xiaowen was initially angry and thrust her stick at San, but San instead told her to stab him. Then he was level with Xiaowen's height and pointed at the chimney at the top of the building. San tells the little girl that her grandma has gone missing and gone to heaven. Xiaowen, who began to understand this, cried because it turned out that her grandmother had left her forever. San's female friend immediately comforted the crying Xiaowen. San's friend, who wears glasses, also tells Xiaowen that her grandmother has now gone to heaven. San also said that Xiaowen's grandmother had become a star in the sky. Then, a paint box pot ordered by San came, and the pot will be used by San's client tomorrow. While sleeping, San fell off his bed because he slept with his friend. He then accidentally saw Xiaowen sitting outside looking up at the sky and looking at the stars. San didn't care and went back to sleep on the chair. In the morning, San was shocked when Xiaowen scribbled on his client's pot. At the cremation site, San looks at his client with apprehension. He then turned to his friend and asked about the pot. San's friend has tried many ways, but to no avail. San then covered the box with a black cloth. San tries to apologize and keeps the jar out of his client's hands. But the client was impatient, so he took the jar from San by force. San's client didn't move when he saw the paint box that was scribbled on. The husband and wife then bowed to San and said that their daughter used to love to draw. The wife then approached Xiaowen to tie her hair. The client is actually very grateful to San. When San and the others are home, they eat snacks together. San's friend who wears glasses says that Xiaowen isn't really annoying. San saw Xiaowen who dropped the snack and ate it instead. Again, San reprimanded the child, then he opened a jar and took the snacks and gave it to Xiaowen. San also ate it, but it turned out that what was in the jar was not food. But San saw that Xiaowen had already swallowed it. San finally picked up Xiaowen and took her to the hospital. Xiaowen was then examined by the doctor, and fortunately, she was allowed to go home. While at home, Xiaowen came out of the bathroom. These three adults went straight into the bathroom and looked for the ball that Xiaowen had swallowed. And finally they found it, and that means Xiaowen's condition is now fine. After that, San got a call from Xiaowen's uncle. Later, San and his friends went to meet Xiaowen's uncle who had returned home. When he was about to hand over Xiaowen, the uncle argued with his wife. This woman did not want to take care of Xiaowen and instead complained that her husband was more concerned with other people's kids than his own. Xiaowen then chased San and his friends who were going home. In the end, San willingly took care of Xiaowen. In the car, San was teased by his friend because he always scolded Xiaowen in the past. Then their car stopped when they got home. There, San's father was already standing in front of the house. When San got out of the car, he was immediately hit by his father. It turns out that his father was very angry when he found out that San was taking care of a little girl. When San's father was about to hit San again, Xiaowen suddenly told him to stop. Before leaving, San's father threatens to expel San. Because of that incident, San couldn't sleep. He then went to the sofa and played on his cell phone. He is shocked when he sees the wedding invitation from his ex, and not long after, San fell from his chair. Xiaowen, who was apparently not asleep, saw the incident and just laughed at San silently. The next morning, San wakes up to Xiaowen hitting him in the face. The kid then asks for San's cell phone number, which she then recorded on the smartwatch she was wearing. Then on a whim, Xiaowen sent a photo of San when he fell over last night. San looked at the photo of himself and Xiaowen smiled instead. This morning they had breakfast outside. Xiaowen ate the noodles quickly. San immediately warned the little girl to eat slowly and not to pick up noodles that had fallen. But Xiaowen still remembered her grandmother's words. But San still scolded the girl. Shortly thereafter, they separated. But San gets a call from Xiaowen and the kid tells him to go to the park. She introduced an old man to San. The grandfather said that he wanted to do a funeral for himself. San initially refuses because it would be strange if he did it to someone who is still alive. But the grandfather said that he would pay a high price for the concept of the emperor's funeral. San's friend immediately agreed without San's permission. And at night, San and his two friends and also Xiaowen ate meat together. They had a little party. San was also seen toasting with Xiaowen. They seemed to have gotten to know each other. They prepared an event for the grandfather. Then they started renting clothes and ordering people to be paid guests. That day arrived. Everyone there is in costume and makeup. The paid guests also cry, led by San's friend. Not long after, a grandfather's family came and immediately arrested San. At the police station, San and his two friends just sat and watched grandfather's family debating with the officers. Xiaowen saw that there was a wound on San's temple from the riot earlier. Xiaowen then sprayed her saliva on her hand. And after that, she applied it to San's wound. At first, San dodged. Xiaowen explained that her grandmother had said it could prevent inflammation. After that, the officers approached San and his friends and asked for their signature. And after that, they were allowed to leave. While going down the stairs, San met the grandfather. The grandfather said that he had deliberately spent his money so that his family would not fight over it. The grandfather also said if he knew Xiaowen's grandmother. He thanked San on behalf of Xiaowen's grandmother. When he got home, San was shocked by his father's action, which destroyed everything. The father broke the window and was angry with his son for performing the funeral for the living. Again, Xiaowen defended San and told San's father that it was her fault. Then San suddenly pours out his heart that his father always thought was wrong. Because of that, San's older sister slapped San and immediately asked their father to leave San, who was teary-eyed. At night, San fixes Xiaowen's broken stick. Xiaowen then burst into tears. San was confused and asked the girl why she was crying. Xiaowen says she is sad because she always causes trouble for San. Hearing this, San calmed the child down and then told her to go to sleep because the stars would come into her dreams as her grandmother. Xiaowen also asked San for help to fix her broken smartwatch. San received a red square clock from the girl, then drew a clock on the girl's hand for a temporary clock. In the morning, Xiaowen saw the neighbor's son, who was the same age as her. The boy is reading poetry aloud. San then called Xiaowen to have breakfast immediately. At that time, San thought that it was time for Xiaowen to go to school. When San was about to enroll Xiaowen in school, he came to Xiaowen's uncle to talk about it. San questioned Xiaowen's parents, but it turns out that her mother has died while they don't know for sure who Xiaowen's father is. Xiaowen's uncle cried out of disappointment. In the end, San decides that he is the one who will send Xiaowen to school. However, Xiaowen must have a married guardian, while San is single and ineligible for adoption. After that, San visited his female friend's house. San's friend knows that San is wearing perfume and gets closer to her. But not long after, San's male friend came out of the bathroom. They then admitted that all this time they had married secretly. San could only laugh, but he was also relieved that his two friends would become Xiaowen's legal guardians. While at school, Xiaowen didn't even want to go in and ended up being carried by San forcibly. After dropping off Xiaowen, San took Xiaowen's watch to the service center. And when Xiaowen came home from school, San gave her the smartwatch. Xiaowen then asked if there was still her grandmother's voice on that watch. And Xiaowen is sad to know that she will never hear her grandmother's voice again. But San then comforted Xiaowen and said that he could do anything miraculously. While San is opening an old book, his ex-girlfriend comes and says that her husband has died in an accident. His body was broken and she asked for help from San. But San refused firmly until finally Xiaowen pulled San forcibly towards the park. And there San's father is dancing with women. Xiaowen asks San to talk to his father. And San says that he needs his father for this business. San's father finally agrees and now San is in front of the decomposed corpse of his ex-lover's husband. He almost vomited and cried when he saw it. But his father forced and strengthened him and said that San could do it. San begins to assemble the corpse according to his father's instructions and he succeeds. When San's ex-girlfriend is thanking him, his father suddenly falls and passes out. San's sister is mad at San because he gave their father alcohol, so their father passed out. After hearing what his sister said, San asked permission from his father to go to Xiaowen's school. While his son is away, San's father is secretly happy that his son is starting to care. At school, San saw Xiaowen performing with a neighbor's son. They put on a drama as if this boy's mother died. The mother immediately dragged her son off the stage, while San and his two friends were reprimanded by Xiaowen's teacher. The teacher shows Xiaowen's painting of a funeral, which worries the teacher. San then approached Xiaowen, who was silent. When San just came home from visiting his father, he saw Xiaowen studying with the power off and only lit by a desk lamp. San immediately turned on the room light, and when Xiaowen saw San coming, she welcomed him happily. The days went by. San with his funeral service activities and Xiaowen who goes to school. Once in a while they play and have a vacation to the beach together. San is also still trying to get a recording of Xiaowen's grandmother's voice. He went to the IT experts and finally he got the tape, which was collected in a flash disk. Xiaowen was surprised when she came home from school. She saw the house she lived in was changed to be teddier and decorated with birthday wishes for her. San was also there, but he hid his hands. He then handed over Xiaowen's tiger doll, which was left over from Xiaowen's grandmother. Xiaowen felt very happy because her tiger doll is now better. San told Xiaowen to press the tiger's tail, and Xiaowen could hear her grandmother's voice. She was shocked and immediately burst into tears of joy. San did his best for Xiaowen. Xiaowen hugged San, and San's eyes were also filled with tears. San takes Xiaowen to school, and on his way back, he is approached by Xiaowen's uncle and a woman who is not his wife. Xiaowen's uncle said that the woman was Xiaowen's biological mother. San doesn't believe it and accuses them of lying. Xiaowen's uncle seemed to be tired of this problem, so he left. This woman proved that she was Xiaowen's biological mother. She said that she was in prison abroad, so could not be contacted and presumed dead. Even though the woman mentioned in detail how Xiaowen was born, San just walked away. At night, San tied Xiaowen's hair and he asked the girl about her mother. Xiaowen replied that she had no mother. Xiaowen then headed to the bed to sleep immediately, and the woman who claims to be Xiaowen's mother returned. San told the woman that he couldn't make his own decisions because his two friends also took part in taking care of Xiaowen. San then agreed when the lady knelt down and asked him for 3 days. In those 3 days, San made good use of his time with Xiaowen. He cooked a lot of food for Xiaowen and everyone at the dinner table looked happy, but Xiaowen saw San who looked unhappy. Then, Xiaowen directly asked San, but San immediately changed his face because he didn't want Xiaowen to worry. Xiaowen said that tomorrow there was a parents' meeting. The 3 people wanted to go to the parents' meeting, but Xiaowen only needed 1 person. In the end, it was San who joined the meeting. At Xiaowen's school, San has a competition, which is followed by a parent and the child. He also performs a fan dance which entertains the other children. Now, the parents sit facing their kid. Xiaowen handed over the self-portrait of San that she painted. Xiaowen thanked San because thanks to San, she was not afraid of losing her grandmother because now she has a father. At night, San ties Xiaowen's hair and asks her who her father is, address, and telephone number. Xiaowen could answer everything correctly, then she protested to San because she was sleepy. This little girl then went to sleep and soon it started to rain. Xiaowen's biological mother came by taxi. San carried Xiaowen into the taxi under the umbrella of Xiaowen's mother. San also gives Xiaowen stuff. He warned Xiaowen's mother to take good care of her. Even San told Xiaowen's sleeping position, and he's so protective. Because the two of them had argued, Xiaowen woke up and called San as her father. But the taxi finally left. San still couldn't let the little girl go, so he chased Xiaowen in the rain. But San wasn't that strong, so he stopped in the middle of the road. The next day, San just lies down listening to what his friends say, and then an argument ensues because of Xiaowen's leaving. Not long after, San gets news that his father has died. At this time, San was devastated by the loss of his father and also Xiaowen. San took care of his father until after the cremation. His sister wants to bury their father's ashes, but Sam refuses because it is not in accordance with their father's will. He then took the ashes away and was assisted by his friends. Sam took the ashes to the beach and put it in a tube and then burned the wick. They ran away and the ashes were gone as fireworks exploded in the sky. Sam now understands his father's intention of not having an expensive funeral. While in the car on the way home, Sam gets a call from Xiaowen who is missing. He then looked for the kid everywhere until late at night. As he was returning to his house to rest, he heard Xiaowen scream from behind. San immediately scolded her. Xiaowen pouted and said that she would never go missing because she remembered her father's name, address, and also telephone number. San seemed unable to stay angry with Xiaowen, so he immediately hugged the child. San's friends throw a wedding party. Xiaowen's mother then came only to give Xiaowen's belongings back. San accepted it. Then he invited the woman to join his business so she could still meet her daughter. And at night, they all sat together outside to stare at the stars in the sky. and the movie is over.